Can rats really build bikes? How can Rusty and Junkie be cool and funky? Are custom bike builders really artists? Kickstands up? Hit it!
I don't know what we're gonna do now. I think we should just give up because we're missing a part for the kickstand. I think we should just try to open a nail salon or something. There's probably more money in that anyways.
iKuztom. America's sexiest custom bikes.
I'm CC Bobber, and this is iKuztom. Necessity is the mother of all inventions, right? Do it yourself with found parts from swap meets, scrap yards, junkyards. Well, today it's all about true street art. Let's go on over to Ratstyle Customs.
Twist the clutch, then go faster, whenever we ride rat bastards. Twist the clutch, then go faster, whenever we ride rat bastards.
We do everything kind of raw, or rat style.
We ride rat bikes, we ride rat bikes.
So this thing's gonna be pretty sick when it's done.
Suicide clutch, bolts and nuts.
Rat style pretty much is using what's there, what's around.
Suicide clutch, bolts and nuts, strip the guts.
A lot of the parts, I found in the trash, and that's rat style.
Rat bastards.
Weld them on, unfinished, unpolished parts, a little bit of rust. It's not a bad thing in the rat world. Not so clean, not so tight. Dirty look. It's pretty cool. We do everything from scratch.
Rat bastards. We ride rat bikes, we ride rat bikes.
This is a 1975 Harley-Davidson Sportster frame with an iron head motor. We chopped it and made it rigid hardtail. The big thing about rat style, you waste very little. What I use to hold the battery on is actually my dad's old belt. I think he's still looking for it. Sometimes you're working on one thing and this idea comes in your head and you gotta stop and jump on that other thing and just knock it out, and that's when some of the best work comes out.
Twist the clutch, then go faster, whenever we ride rat bastards.
Here's some of our inspiration boxes. Since we're a huge company now, we've got 3 boxes. The bike should have a certain feel to it. Just random stuff like, this is like an old movie pin thing. I don't know why I bought that. I'll probably never use that. The bike's gonna tell you as you build it what it wants. This is actually a cover for some heavy aerospace machine that makes parts and stuff. But I see a cool gas cap. We're not big on themey bikes, but we want more of a feel. Just a real mellow, like you walk up to it and it kind of feels like this. And these 2 pieces right here, they're made out of, I don't know, it looks like compressed wood mixed with plastic. I don't know what it is, but these actually go on airplane wings. And we kind of just bounce ideas off each other as we go. We got a box here for a safety box for a door. I don't think anybody or any bike should have to yell at you, hey, I'm this. And then I picked this up at an Army surplus store. These 2 go together like this. You can sit this on top here like that. This way. I'm not a soldier. And then you could stick this thing into the fire.
That's bitchin'.
You bounce off that, and coffee turns to coffee, and coffee turns to, the gas station. And then you start thinking about, sometimes, you kind of blank, and this stuff helps just kickstart, and one thing leads to another, which leads to another, which leads to another. Fuel pumps and the way they're made, and it just snowballs, and next thing you know, you're making a heart-shaped battery box. Who knows? But that's just kind of how every bike is built.
Suicide clutch, bolts and nuts, strip the guts, chrome and rust. Suicide clutch, bolts and nuts,
Pretty crazy. You can get lost in the design. I get lost quite often. No plan at all. Pretty much all I did, you saw I laid down the center line down the middle, and then I just go with one line after another, and then I'll just follow one line with another line that goes like right next to it. So I like working with the shapes. I go with like the natural body lines that we can get the most organic flow.
We ride rat bikes, we ride rat bikes, we ride rat bikes, we ride rat bastards. We ride rat bikes, we ride rat bikes, we ride rat bikes, we ride rat bastards.
It's like extremely tedious and ridiculous, and I often find myself closing my eyes and seeing lines in my sleep.
iKuztom.
Now, we've all heard that these bike builders are artists. I'm very skeptical. Can this be true? Let me go check my dictionary, you bad little biker boys.
It is art. It's beautiful. It's chrome, blacked out. It's all good.
Yeah, it's definitely art. Definitely.
The term art became popular in the 1750s.
Sculpture that, makes noise and runs.
It was used to describe something skillfully crafted. Like me.
Your bike is your canvas.
So yes, in scientific definition, the custom bike builder is an artist.
Oh yes, definitely. Definitely art form, yeah. No offense to anybody else, engines are pretty. They're pretty.
It's very much an extension of yourself. It's like a musical instrument.
Rolling art, a lot of people don't have those skills.
The skill level of the people who are doing some of the custom bikes that you see in magazines and are profiled on iKuztom is amazing.
Getting artful and getting insane.
You need to make it your own. You need to put your energy.
It allows anybody and everybody to create their own art piece.
It's kind of hard to be top, have the #1 bike out here, man, because everybody's always topping everybody else out all the time.
It's something that you put into that makes it look really nice, that you want somebody else to see it.
Whatever I built myself with my hands, it's an art.
Well, I'd probably rather have a super fancy motorcycle than a painting.
So it's pretty cool. I mean, it's pretty cool what they're doing with these bikes these days.
Coming up, urethane beauties and bloody leather. iKuztom.
It's been a while since we last saw Eddie. Is he stuck in a rat trap or what?
We ride rat bikes. We ride rat bikes.
He's not running a front brake and he's running a 200 rear. They don't turn very well because they're a really big tire, no front brake. So, and a rigid too, So we're gonna call it the rat trap. It's gonna look cool. It's gonna have a good flow line, like a lady.
Suicide clutch, bolts and nuts, strip the guts, smoke that up.
Leather and motorcycles, they kind of go together. I don't claim to have polished or the best seats, just, Rat Bastard custom seats, which are ratty. We use between a 5 and a 6 ounce leather, which is pretty heavy, pretty thick. So this used to be half of a cow.
That is awesome.
I'm awesome.
You always kind of want to lay it out because there's always good pieces and bad pieces to leather. You might have wrinkles or imperfections like that, so you don't want to use all that. You cut out the foam pad, extra dirty. I've always sewn my own stuff, even when I was a little kid playing soccer and stuff, and my shirts would tear, Word. So what you want to do is position your hips like this and then thrust forward really hard.
I like it.
I'm just kidding, you don't have to do that. I'm just a pervert. Just kind of get a rough outline of what the seat's going to be like. I'm giving myself my playroom here. My, room.
Oh, damn.
And this thing's made to cut leather, and leather is skin a lot thicker and harder than ours. So this thing just went in all the way. There's blood everywhere, man. Blood everywhere. The bathroom looked like somebody got murdered in there. It's just working with your hands and fixing your own stuff, whether it be clothing or your car or whatever. It's kind of like baking, me and my girlfriend, we like to bake a lot. It's not that, it's kind of funky to bake as a dude, but it's just, I don't know. I call it fabricating cakes. We like to customize our cakes, Throw a little chocolate in there, a little cream cheese frosting. Boom! I kind of like to get my hands in everything, and I've always kind of liked, it's kind of just making stuff. I have actually a bachelor's degree in criminal justice. Instead, I build motorcycles now.
Crash cages, sliders, pipes, special delivery, custom bikes.
This piece here used to be flat. So what I did is I machined it down on the lathe so that it's countersink in. And whatever I took out of here, I had to make a spacer for the rear back here. I'm not really good at math, so this took me a little bit. First time I actually used algebra ever. Thanks, teachers. It has bounce up and down. So I put 2 springs on top because that's what's going to be, the majority is going to be pushing down, and then 1 so it doesn't get a lot of bounce back. Make sure hopefully it doesn't come off. The safety is our #1 concern, right? Second to cool. Well, that would make it #2, wouldn't it? Yeah, coolness is mandatory. It has to be cool, otherwise if it's safe, I guess we could build a safe bike, but It would be a car, I guess.
Making pictures or symbols of what you worship dates back. I'm talking back, like way, way back to the caveman. And these pictures have been found throughout history, with the Egyptians, the Vikings, the Native Americans, and of course, with today's custom bike painters.
It's to practice, man, like every day. I go home before my mom gets home and steal her bed sheets, hang it up, you know, and just go at it. Girls, boy. Woo, man. Everybody, even girls like the girls. 16, I was in high school, the little hip hop crews, you know, they wanted the little Airburst t-shirts, and I mean, they go to the house and my mom will come home and she's like, what the hell's going on here? You know, they had like 12, 15 guys, you know, sitting in the couch. Did some girls on the skirts. I didn't want to do them because I wasn't too good at them, but it took me a while, but they came out really good. And from there, this guy brought me more customers that wanted girls and more girls, different colors, candy reds, candy greens, purples, you know. And from there, I just took a liking into the girls and just the females, you know, the poses, you know. I try not to do nothing too provocative because they brought cars back where I got to put like bikinis on them or lingerie because they can't be naked, you know, they get tickets. Yeah, they get a ticket for that. I used to analyze it too much. Man, if I do it this way, okay, should I do it that way? What's the best way of doing it? Now I don't think about it. Just, you know what, okay, that shadow's there, that line is there. Let's just get the image on there first. Free flow with it, you know? It's nice, softer and smoother. Everything I just learned the hard way by pushing myself and my friend pushing me, we just pushing each other, you know? He goes, yeah, look what I drew. He drew a little Mercedes-Benz, you know, on a pillowcase, mom's pillowcase. And I saw it. You did that? He goes, yeah. He was trying the Airburst when I first grabbed it and I played with it. I was like, oh man, this is it. This is what I want to do. Yeah, he would draw something like, and then like an hour later or 2 hours later, that would be in class. I'll draw it, you know, I'll try to make it better than his, and we should just push each other, you know. So my friend told me, man, you gotta stop outlining them damn faces, man. And when he told me you have to start from the lightest to the darkest, and all the time you give me a hard time, man. That looks like shit. And it's not a lot of colors. It's just like maybe 3 colors. But the tones is what matters. The tones is what counts. You know, if you don't get the tones right, even with one color, it's not gonna look very good.
Coming up, Laughing with Lexi and Bubble Water Exhaust.
So anybody like drugs? So this old biker checked into a nursing home, not knowing the routine at night. He turns to his bed neighbor and asks, "Hey buddy, did we get something to help us go to sleep?" The guy next to him turns over and says, "Yes, we get a sleeping pill and a Viagra." "A Viagra?" the biker says. "Well, they want us to go to sleep, but they don't want us to fall out of bed." Since we're on the subject of aging and drugs, here's some interesting research. There is more money being spent today on breast implants and Viagra than on Alzheimer's research. This means that by 2020, there will be a large elderly population with perky boobs and huge erections and absolutely no recollection of what to do with them.
I think I'm getting a weak memory myself. Where were we with all that? I'm all discombobulated. Populated. Let's head on over, show that rat trap's coming along.
I can't really kick it out too much more without getting in the way of stuff. So what we're gonna do here is, since we're pretty close here, we're gonna build somewhat of a chain tensioner guide. So what we're gonna do is take basically 2 little sprockets, and we're gonna build an arm that goes here. And what we're gonna do that is we're gonna make it mechanical, and we're gonna put 2 springs, so it's constantly squeezing on there. A lot of little things, a lot of inventing stuff as you go. Most time has been spent is just leaning against this wall here, staring at this bike, going, okay, well, how the hell am I gonna do this, or how am I gonna do that? And then finally, when you get an idea and you think it's really cool, it's damn near impossible to make, and then finally you do make it and it looks like crap or it doesn't work, so then back to the drawing board, back to sitting, staring at chewing sunflower seeds for a good hour or 2.
White wall tires are extra bright. Flat black paint with the tight pinstripes.
I love this light. This light was given to me by a good friend of mine who passed away recently. I saw what it was. Everything kind of got quiet, muffled. I got fuzzy, got tunnel vision, just zoomed in right on it. Slow music started playing, maybe off of a floodlight, off of an old police car. But we're actually gonna bring the handlebars off the girder. So which is gonna be completely different. They're gonna kind of come off like this. Some just really nasty clip on that. Yeah, we go to swap meets. Swap meets are cool sometimes when you get there early. And you get really good deals and stuff. And now it's like, that stuff's cool. So all of a sudden you look at these old Springers that you could pick up for maybe, I don't know, $100, $200, and now they want $700, $800 for them, just beat. And you're just like, excuse me? Wait, we're talking about this one right here, right? So it just makes it a little more challenging, but there's still good deals out there. A lot of the guys, throw away the old junk. That, oh yeah, this was cool back in the day, but it's cool now. Sometimes when we go to the steel shops or just places where they sell metal, we'll just cruise the aisles, man. It's just like, it's like chick shopping.
Artistic precision, custom strike. So call Rat Bastard for what you like. Yeah, you heard it right.
It's kind of a rat trap, kind of like overkill. Say if you had a really big rat, the battery actually is gonna sit inside here, and this piece is gonna look like it's slamming into the battery. I'm trying to think of, maybe we should leave some of this top part here.
Okay.
We think of something really cool, and then it's just the most bonehead thing, we didn't account for the chain. The chain's actually gonna go into the electrical box and out. I mean, it just makes it real cool. We're gonna seal everything up inside so that no grease or water or anything gets kicked up in there. I'd probably widen this one a little bit more.
Okay.
See how much space you have right here?
All right.
I like that for this side as well.
Okay.
What a lot of big shops throw out. I mean, it's what I build stuff off of. So it's kind of a collector here. The exhausts come out of here. We use 3/4 inch hole with a dimple die, change it up a little bit. We don't have any idea how they're gonna sound. Hopefully they sound good. It might sound like the damn thing runs on bubble water, Bloop, 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 bloop. A media blast everything before you powder coat. What it does is basically preps the metal. When you powder coat, it stays on. It's like almost primering before you paint. I was there for a good hour and a half, 2 hours. Because it's such a big blaster, it's a pressure blast, so it requires a huge compressor, and most shops don't have, huge compressors. I do. That thing is massive, dude. The motor on that thing is bigger than the motor in this bike.
Coming up, curve appreciation and grilling the frame. iKuztom.
You know what time it is? I know what time it is. 6:06. It's time for curve appreciation.
Twist the clutch, then go faster. Whenever we ride Rat Bastards. Twist the clutch, then go faster. Whenever we ride Rat Bastards. Suicide clutch, bolts and nuts. Strip the guts, chrome and rust. Suicide clutch, bolts and nuts. Strip the guts, smoke that up. No front brakes, got Springer shot. Skid to a stop when I'm on your block. Custom assembly, cut and chop. Rat Bastards gonna reach the top. Cream of the crop, never stop. Growl like a
iKuztom.
We're bluing it with propane, so it's not as sooty and dirty, and it doesn't put so much heat into the metal that it actually warps it or makes it, too weak or anything like that. We're gonna use a clear powder coat. That's the whole reason we're bluing the frame right now. So the powder coat should look pretty good. Because we sandblasted it, if we touch it with our hands, it'll get like oil spots on it, and because we're doing a clear coat on there, it'll show up as like greasy handprints. So I tend to have to blow off the tip of the gun, and sometimes when I tend to blow it off, it arcs and hits me in the lip. One time it actually arced, it hit me in the lip and burned me. It looks like I had a cold sore, but it wasn't. It's like, it's not a cold sore, it's 25,000 volts. We positively charge the powder and blow it out, so it's just static electricity draws it to there, just like a sock will stick to a t-shirt coming out of the dryer. It's the same principle. Especially when I have orange powder coat, everything looks like a Cheeto. We look like Cheetos in here because we're all covered in it. It's been about 15 to 20 minutes. We're gonna check on it. Okay, cool, we're ready to roll. Got my personal giant to help me out. Everybody should have one. It's pretty damn heavy for a motorcycle frame. I'm a pretty buff guy. I'm having a little trouble with it. There's all kinds of uses for silicone. This probably be the least exciting one. Well, I'm sure there's other ones where silicone's a lot funner to squeeze.
ride rat bikes.
I think we should just give up. I think we should just try to open a nail salon or something. There's probably more money in that anyways. This front end came off of another bike. It was just too gnarly for him. He didn't like it. This is actually like a homemade girder. It's got shocks from either like a CB 550. I don't know, something about it just made me want to put it on this bike. Whoever made this thing is kind of took a couple shortcuts here and there, but it's pretty cool, so we like it. That's not it. Sorry. You bastard. I don't look like it belongs in here. I think there's like a Barbie doll in here too. It's one of these things where you have to pick, you know, do you smash your hand or do you put a little nick on the bottom? Seemed like a good idea at first, you know? Like getting a tattoo on your lower back or something. It looks awesome, dude, right on. This bike has changed so many times. The old bike, I think, is the only thing that really kept the same from the original build. So this right here is just like an electrical box we kind of slapped together with some scrap metal that we had. Solid. It's gonna be floating. And then this is where we're gonna put our grip base, and we're gonna put our ignition and our toggle for the compressor. This airbag actually has an industrial use. It's not meant for this. So when we inflate it, it'll actually make the seat rise like this. Beautiful, dude. It's like stretch marks. We dropped it. I mean, we talked about fixing it, and then we decided not to fix it because it's a rat bike. It is what it is. Yeah, so that's all you can do. You get a boo-boo, what do? Put a Band-Aid over it. Yeah, I got the grip base. It makes it street legal. Clean bars and legal. What more can you ask for?
Oh, those rat bikes. Those sure are nasty and sexy. Be sure to check out iKuztom next time. You never know what we might find around the corner. Peace.